Realer than most back again. And it's a busy night, bruv. It's a busy night. What you saying, bro?
Come on, G, man. Normal, fam. Always here. Lovely to be on. I see the chat's going already. Nearly 100 likes. Make sure you get that up and we'll keep it moving. You got a lot of lives to do tonight, innit?
Yeah. I got, 3 at least. Do you know what I mean? Post-match, I'll probably leave to tomorrow, I think.
Depending on how it goes, fam. If it doesn't go the right way, you might need to just jump on tonight, fam, because people are going to want to know what you're saying.
I know, bruv, but they'll kind of know how I'm feeling from the live, innit? My thing, like, I don't know. Loads of people like to jump and ride the wave after the game and do the reaction thing for the views and that, but I don't care about that. You know them, man.
Yeah. No, but you know what? I can't lie to you. I've been enjoying that, what you've been doing post-match with like Saeed, Akeem.
But that's what I mean. And we don't do it immediately after the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you got to let it marinate, because sometimes, like, you're so emotional about the result that, like, you haven't seen certain things back.
Yeah. 100%, fam. The work rate, it needs to be 100 anyway, fam. You passed 50K now, so next step is 100.
But this is it, man. Big up everyone here, though. Big up everyone here. Boy, it's been a mad weekend. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you lot got the more Ozil news. What's going on with this guy? Like, what's going on at your club with this guy? Why don't they just, bro? I don't understand it. Innit? I'm not gonna lie. Just let man go in it if you're not gonna play him.
Yeah, but we want him to go, fam. He doesn't want to go. That's the other side of the coin, fam.
But do you want him to go? Because we wanted Alexis to go, and we just paid him his money and told him to bounce.
But you know what? I think it's a thing where he's just dug his heels in. That there was talk about we pay off his contract maybe 3-4 weeks ago.
And then what happened to that?
Yeah, I don't know how true that is, really and truly. At the end of the day, it's obviously a club versus Ozil thing now. You can see that. You know, if we pay him off, essentially, he's definitely won in this situation. He gets paid off a year. He moves to another club, makes more money. Do you get it? Whereas it makes sense to let him go, but at least now we have some clarity on the matter, because that is clarity. If he's not in both squads, you can't really be asking about him every week. Like, he's not eligible to play, so at least there's some clarity there. That's the most I can say. But every time we seem to be doing a show in the past couple of weeks, there seems to be some new Ozil news floating about, and that's my problem with it all. Like, Ozil news in the past 2 years has never been positive, you know.
Yeah.
In some instances, I agree, like we've talked about with the China thing, even some of the pay cut thing. But there's other instances where performances and some things like going straight head on with the manager, not only Arteta, but he done the same with Emery too, with cheeky quotes and all of that on Twitter. I think it's become a club versus man thing, and we're just gonna, you know that old thing where some fans go, just keep him in the reserves for a year, but it never ever happens.
Yeah,
it's happening. You know, it's actually happening, and I've been a man that said that in the past when I've looked at players taking the piss and been like, fuck it, just let him go in the reserves, you know? And if we're talking performances and what he's done over the last few years on the pitch, then I'll stand by that. If it's anything more, then it's a debate to be had, you know? But it is what it is, fam. It is what it is.
I don't know. I don't understand those things in football. The reason why I don't understand those things is because it's like a player of that caliber, unless he's not training well, can always help, it can always help improve people around him. Do you know what I mean? There's no way that training with Ozil, ain't gonna make you a better player, bro. There's no way in it. So I don't know about this put him in the reserves thing, unless he's literally sulking like Alexis Sanchez does, like, and he's just not even good to have around, which he doesn't seem to be like that. It seems to be like his beef's just with the club directly. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't come across as that. I know what you're saying, and more time man can learn of him, especially things like positioning and making space and things like that. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like he has the love for it anymore either. It's never about football with Ozil anymore.
Yeah,
you know. At the end of the day, whether that's good or bad, that's the debate to be had. But it's never about football. And what did people expect? You know, there's an uproar now. Yeah, he hasn't played a minute since March. All of a sudden, he was left out the Europa League squad a couple of weeks ago. Did people really expect him to be left out of that, then put into the main competition, which is the Premier League? Obviously not. He was going to be left out. I could have told you he was going to be left out a long time ago, to be honest, you know. But it is what it is, fam. You know, the media like to latch onto these things, and obviously Wenger's made some quotes about him. So 2+2=4 and all that. And you know what it is to sell and headlines with Ozil. He's still got that clout. He's still got a name. He's still got a massive following. You know, and it does seem like essentially the beginning of the end now, because he's going to be in the reserves. The journalists can't really ask much questions about him because it's not directly related to football. And it seems like until July next year or whenever his contract is up, there is no more Mesut Ozil at the moment.
But that's, I mean, this guy said, that he got a 8 million loyalty bonus. We should have paid him off in the summer. If you knew that he was due this bonus, they probably just should have. It looks like a bit of shambles management by your club in terms of dealing with the situation. Because if you knew you had to pay him 8 million anyway, the 8 million could have gone towards paying off his contract.
Well, people are saying obviously that's the reason he didn't accept maybe the pay cut that was rumored to be offered, because he knew he's going to get his loyalty bonus on top of seeing out his contract, which would be nice, isn't it? You know, obviously if he left earlier, that 8 million, it would have gone elsewhere. You know, it would have gone to benefit the club potentially, or it would have gone to line Kroenke's pocket potentially. I don't really know, neither here nor there. All I do know is that he's cost us a lot of money. And I say he's cost us because he hasn't played, and when he has played, he hasn't performed. So the sooner we release those wages and release that burden, because he's been a burden to Emery and he's been a burden to Arteta, you know, and towards the end of Wenger's reign, even he was a burden. You know, the last 6 months after signing that contract, you could see a sign of things to come. So for me, it's better for Arsenal Football Club to keep it moving. But at the same time, don't get it twisted. When he did mention the China thing, the way
everything went south from there, bro. That's why
the way Arsenal reacted, it's wrong, fam. You know, it is wrong. I can't lie to you, but am I surprised? I'm not surprised that none of these businesses or companies or brands give a fuck about anything unless there's enough noise about it, fam. You know, even with Black Lives Matter, fam, if there wasn't enough noise about it, the Premier League wouldn't have took it on.
For sure.
You know, and a lot of these companies and brands took it on to pull the wool over people's faces. You know, essentially, it's easier to put something like that on than really do the work behind the scenes to change things, or really highlight the thing that Ozil did highlight with the Muslims in China. You know, so if we're talking about that, I'm backing Ozil all day, every day.
But the BLM thing is brilliant PR for the Premier League, innit? That's all it is. Let's be completely honest. Like the way you show that you identify and you back certain beliefs is by the punishments you dish out, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not happening. So we all know it's a PR stunt, innit?
We've seen it, fam. We've seen it. They even threatened to come off the pitch against, was it Bulgaria last time out? And then it happened, and you didn't come off the pitch, or they wasn't supported enough or felt supported enough to come off the pitch. You know, at the end of the day, they've done it over in America, I think, for the homophobic stuff. They walked off the pitch or something like that. I don't know what happened, but something like that happened. You know, they took the stand for something like England's team should have done, or like the Premier League should have done, or even like the German FA or Spanish. There's been instances all over Europe. It's not only Premier League where the football associations don't do enough, fam. And that goes to FIFA and UEFA too. Yeah,
100%. Daniel Smith asking about Romero and Jones not being included in the squad registration. Again, another illustration of a shambles football club. Why did you not get rid of Phil Jones? Bro, not only why didn't we get rid of Phil Jones? We gave him a new contract last season.
Swear down. What, last summer, 2020?
Solskjaer gave Phil Jones a new contract. He was the manager when Phil Jones got the new deal. So that means Phil Jones has got the new deal within the last 18 months. He's on 110 grand a week. He doesn't play. He's sitting there eating up the money. You know what I mean? He should have never got offered a new deal. Again, it shows how badly this club is run. And as for the way they've treated Romero, is nothing short of disgraceful, blood.
Yeah, because he would have had to move somewhere. Someone would want Romero. It's not like he's dead. That someone would definitely want. If Karius can fucking move somewhere, Romero can definitely move somewhere. So yeah, you can see with that one, it's like, what was you man actually doing?
But that's why his wife come out and was fuming, because you don't need Romero as a third choice keeper. If you know, before the season's done, that you're definitely bringing Henderson back, tell Romero. Say, you know what, we're bringing Henderson back next season. Tell your agent to look for somewhere for you, and you make his life easy, bro, because he's been a loyal servant to the club since he was brought in by Louis van Gaal. I think Louis van Gaal brought him in because he managed him before. And he's, bruv, every time he's come in, he's done well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's been our keeper for most of the cup competitions, doesn't concede very many goals, always does what's asked of him. And he's just quiet and he's happy to just be at Man United, pick up his money and not cause no problems. And this is how you man treat him.
Yeah, it's peak still. When you look at it like that, it's with the Martinez thing as well. I know all of us was upset he left, but at the end of the day, he's been with us so long. He's done his thing when he's been called upon. He's wanted to go in the end. You know, when a man's done that for you, you kind of got to let him go, you know, especially if it can benefit the club too. That this doesn't benefit United in any way, holding on to Romero just to leave him out. Is he in your Europa League squad?
No. Why would he be, bro? Like, we got De Gea.
I'm not Europa League, sorry, Champions League.
No, he's not. He's not in the Champions League. So him and Phil Jones aren't in the 25. And Phil Jones, cool. If Phil Jones ain't in the 25 and Bailly and Maguire are injured, I'm very intrigued to see what lineup we're going to play tonight.
Yeah. Well, what time's kickoff?
8 o'clock. But we're gonna play 5 at the back, I assume, innit? And we don't have 3 centre backs. If we play 4 at the back, I'm worried. Not gonna lie. If we don't play a 5, I'm worried. So if Phil Jones isn't in the squad, then you're looking at Lindelof and who else have we got? Tuanzebe, bro. Like, who else is at centre back?
Yeah, that's true.
Who else do we have if we don't have Bailly and Thingy? Like, I don't understand what we're gonna do at centre back, bro. You know what I mean? And obviously Luke Shaw will play left centre back, Tellers will play left wing back, Wan-Bissaka. But bro, where? Oh, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but Neymar's licking his lips right now. I know that.
Yeah, PSG are, to be honest. PSG have been like I know they've wanted revenge since that time, guys. Most of the same players there. You know, it was Ole, it was Man United. So now's their chance at revenge, fam. They're going to be onto you from the get-go, in my opinion.
See, they would included Rojo, in the squad and not Phil Jones.
Swear.
You know I'm saying, yeah, but Phil Jones signed a contract, in the last 18 months. But Rojo, we were trying to sell. So including Rojo over Phil Jones don't make sense. Do you see what I'm saying? That's it. So none of it makes sense, bro. Like, and again, it shows you the club is a shambles by the way it's run. Because if you're thinking, you know what, I don't want him there, why'd you give him the contract?
Yeah, no, it's true, fam. It's true. Like, all right, when we discuss Ozil, you can see there's other things to play a part. With like Socrates or Jones or Romero, I don't really know why else you wouldn't let them man go, because them man could easily go to another team. Easily, you know? So I don't know what it is. I think with Arsenal, I think it's fighting over pennies with Socrates. I think we could have let him go, but we wanted some sort of change for him. Yeah. In essence, now we've kind of just going to let him go in the reserves for a year and leave for free. It's a lose-lose either way.
Yeah, but again, it's just a reflection of poorly run clubs, bro.
Yeah,
poorly run clubs, man. Do you know what I mean? Ozil's got this bonus when really the guys in charge should have known that the bonus was coming up and said, you know what, he doesn't deserve this. We don't want to pay it to him. Let's get him off the book sooner.
Let's do something. Let's work something out.
Let's work something out, bro. Do you know what I mean? Just give him a little sweetener to leave. And it's the same with Phil Jones. You don't give the guy a new contract and within 18 months, he's not in the squad. So that means, hold on. So what? And he got a 4-year deal as well when he signed. Yeah. So it's like, what? Did you only all of a sudden realize that he's terrible?
In a year, like, it doesn't make sense.
In a year, brother, which he's hardly played as well. It's not even a year that he's been playing loads and making loads of mistakes. He hasn't even played since he's been given a contract.
And no one will ever take ownership of that mistake. It happens at Arsenal too. Bare mistakes happen, and you think, whose fucking idea was that? And you never really find out whose idea it was. It just happens, it fucks you, and then you have to move on when you move on. That's the mismanagement you talk about, fam. Both of us are on a roundabout, fam. And you've been on it for what, 6-7 years? We've been on it for 15. Peak. I've been on a roundabout for 15 years. We've seen it all. We've been past the same shit so many times, that fam, man can write it for you, fam. Man can draw the picture out.
Facts.
You know, I've seen other clubs leave that roundabout, come back on that roundabout to leave it again. Man's just stuck on it.
Yeah, 100%. This super chat saying Chambers said Ozil was the guy I was always asking Wenger for days off. Honestly, I think the club's trying to change the mentality of players. That may be so, but Chambers shouldn't even be putting that out there anyway. That's some snitch thing.
Yeah, do you know what it was? I think it was like a couple of years ago. I think it was like one of them soccer AM. You know, it was like in them comedy things.
Oh, when man say, "Oh, who's the hardest trainer?" or something.
Yeah. So I think said, "Who's the teacher's pet?" I think that was the question. And I think it was Ramsey. It might be Chambers, one of them. they said, yeah, Ozil, because he goes to ask Wenger for a lot of things. So it was more tongue in cheek, but it was coming out now because of the whole
Yeah.
Ozil situation.
Oh, that's fair enough then. Do you know what I mean? But look, you look and look, Daniel's saying again, you see the Romero treatment. That's what I forgot to say, bro. We got him on a free, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We got him
Oh,
on a
yeah.
free, and these men were waiting for money for him, or they wouldn't let him leave, bro.
Yeah.
Are you dumb? You've got this brother on a free. He's given us a brilliant service. Just let him go, bro. Whatever, however long's left on his contract, just say, you know what, my guy, go wherever you want. Out of respect for what he's done, because it's not his fault they've decided to bring Henderson back.
No, it's not, fam. Yeah, and you know what? You're right. If you cut your losses as well, yeah, the money. Listen, all right. I'm just thinking about Socrates again, because I'm thinking if you cut your losses, yeah, you could have potentially saved those 55 redundancies too.
Yeah.
But instead, you're digging your heels in with these players that you knew you're not going to use, and now you're still paying for them anyway, instead of paying for maybe the people that you should have been paying anyway. But it's fam, it's all a mess. But we could get into it again. We always get into it, and we're going to get into it more and more as the season goes, because there's still more ups and downs to come for both of us, fam.
This is it, bro. And my man's saying that's because Phil Jones is Ollie out. He sang sacked in the morning a while back. I didn't even know that. But saying that, yeah, I knew that Phil Jones was Ollie out anyway, but I've been hearing anyway that Phil Jones don't rate, man. But that's for a little while. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't know we did that. I didn't know we did that, though. Do you know what I mean? But I did know that Phil Jones is not having him.
That would make sense because, like you said, you give him a new contract 1 year, and then the next year you leave him out of the squad. And something's happened in that time, yeah, that must behind the scenes, to cause that. It can't just be what he's seeing, because with a COVID impacted season, a lot of players, fell off or started bright or ended bright. It was a bit of a mess all round. So it must be something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if he did sing that and it came out to Ole.
He's an idiot. You know what I mean? And they're saying that they gave him a 4-year deal with an option of a 5th. And you know what it is with Manchester United? You can tell they're run by accountants and not football people, bruv. Because it's like, on the field, if you knew anything about football, on the field what Phil Jones gives us.
Yeah.
Nothing that's worth a 4-year deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not worth the money either. Do you know what I mean? And when with his past injury record and all these other things that he put into, he should be on a pay-as-you-play contract, really. He should be on an Andy Carroll contract. You know them, man.
Yeah,
That's what he should be on. So the fact that he's been given a 4-year cushion, of course he's going to be comfortable. He's going to sit there and say, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? So when you look at that, it's an absolute disgrace anyway. And then on top of that, the reason why Manchester United struggle to get rid of players is because they put them on stupidly long contracts and on a lot of money as well. And say like an Everton was going to come in for Phil Jones, they're not going to give him 110,000 a week. So like Luke Shaw's on like 180. No one's going to come in and give Luke Shaw 180 grand a week, bro. Do you know what I mean? He's an 80 grand a week player at best. And even that's a stretch. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you look at other teams and what their players are run, even when you look at Tottenham's wage bill compared to us, and they finished above us for most of the seasons in recent history, and their wage bill is significantly smaller than ours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you see that, their wage bill is probably a third of ours, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Harry Kane is probably the only player in that team that's on money that's similar to the players in our team.
Yeah, because you look at what you're paying even Rashford, for example, and you know that he's probably one of the highest earners in the Prem.
All on 200 bags and that, like it's nothing. You know what I mean? If Luke Shaw's on 180, what do you think Rashford's on? Yeah. You know the ones there. Like think about it. Like Pogba hasn't signed a new deal yet, so Pogba's still on his original contract, and Pogba came in on like 225. But like it's one of them ones. When if he signs a new deal, you're gonna have to give him 400, blood.
You have to.
You have to.
You've just lost Sanchez as well, who was 500, and then
they brought Cavani on big boy money because Zlatan went out, and then you would think that Bruno, when he came in he didn't come in on massive money, Bruno, but he's gonna demand probably a new contract soon, just because of the way football's going and his performances are going. Like you say, look at the numbers, bruv. He's the captain tonight. Ollie's giving him the captaincy tonight, which I don't agree with, but Ollie's giving him the captaincy tonight, and it's kind of like, well, cool, I've worn the armband now. The price just went up, rude boy.
Yes, it's bare short term now. Every 12, 18 months, you got to look into renewing a contract, because look, like Bruno Fernandes came in, he probably didn't expect to have the impact he did, and now that whole media frenzy around him and that goes hand in hand with asking for a new contract and saying you want this and saying you want that. And when you have examples like Sanchez, who took that amount out of United a week, all the players saw that. All the players know that United have the fucking money to waste and spend and get rid of. So if they really want to keep you,
Yeah.
you know, players have a lot more power when they know you have the money. With Arsenal, and what you said about the whole offering a new contract thing, Luiz, for example, fam, Luiz, yeah, coming to the end of the season, I was like, yeah, 1 year, we're not going to hit the option for another year. It just doesn't make sense. He had the most red cards, he gave away the most penalties. It doesn't, and then we opt for the other year, and you think, blood, why are you going to give my man 100k a week for another year to do what? The same thing he did this season, fam. You know, so it's just a mismanagement.
This is it. When you don't have football people running football clubs, big up everyone. 1.3k watching at the moment. Slap the like. Let's get it up to 700 mods. You know what to do already. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I remember it now. The sacked in the morning thing, and Ed Woodward spun around. I remember. I said something to him. I remember now. Yeah, he hasn't really played since. I can't even lie. But when I saw it on Twitter, I thought that it was a rumor. Because you know on Twitter, man like to take the piss in it and say he said certain things. But it makes sense because it did look like that. But then to see that man hasn't really played since, it probably was something like that.
You know yeah. No, I have to see the clip. If Ed Woodward spun around as well, he must have been saying something.
Yeah, it was a madness. I remember it. Like Rash's on 200 bags. Do you know what I mean? Like Martial's new deal would have been on around what Luke Shaw's on now, probably about 180 or something like that. Pogba's in the 200s. Bruno will want to be in the 200s, even though he's not at the moment. Do you know what I mean? And then it's a vicious cycle, bro. Cavani's definitely on the 200s because he came in a free. Do you know what I mean? So you know that they're giving Cavani a big money, even if it's only for a 2-season deal that they're saying he's got. All of these men are on guap, bro.
What's this captain thing though? What's going on with Fernandes and Maguire?
Bro, Maguire's injured, which is good because he needed a rest. But then Ollie's come out in the press conference saying, yo, Bruno's the skipper for the Paris Saint-Germain game.
I swear, he came out and just said it like that.
Bro, Bruno didn't even know. He was like, oh yeah, the captain's sitting next to me now. And Bruno was kind of like, rah, okay. You know what I'm saying? But you know what's mad though? You know what's mad about that is, like Patrice Evra said, there's a hierarchy in football, yeah? And Ollie obviously doesn't know about it because he's always been a substitute. But you see, when you're a big man in the dressing room, these things matter, innit? You don't bring in Harry Maguire from another club, give him the armband, and bring in Bruno Fernandes from another club and give him the arm. You don't do that.
Yeah, you don't.
Ashley Young was not the captain at Man United because he was the best player at Man United. He was the captain because he's the guy that had been there the longest. He played under the most amount of managers, and there was a hierarchy. There's a certain level of respect, etc., bruv. Like they pass the torch down to the next guy, innit? That's how the captaincies work, bro.
Yeah.
You do not bypass players, especially like, bruv, even when you look at David De Gea, bro, he's been there since Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, it's true.
How the fuck do you bypass a David De Gea, a Paul Pogba who was there since Sir Alex Ferguson because he played in our reserves? Do you know what I mean? Bypass this man and give it to a man, yeah, because he's playing well or whatever. Bruv, Bruno plays the way Bruno plays. The captain's armband will not change the way he plays. He plays that way anyway.
Yeah, he hasn't got the traits for a leader to lead in the captaincy sense. Bro,
like the thing is, people think that he's a captain material because he shouts at people, bro. That's not all that you need to be a captain. Like there was a clip that came out today in Twitter of him having to go at Tellers, yeah, because they were playing Rondo, yeah, and he reckoned he gave him a bad pass, so he started moaning at him. That doesn't mean you're a good captain because you sulk and you moan, bro. That doesn't mean that.
Sometimes they can ruin the morale, fam.
But this is it, because Sanchez used to do the same thing, and people used to say that Sanchez was moaning. Do you know what I'm saying? And the only difference is because Bruno's output's higher, people are looking at it in a different light. But him and Alexis remind me of each other a lot, bruv. They're two players that look like loners, bruv. They look like they just kind of do their thing, and they just, bruv, they play for themselves almost. You know?
I get what you mean. No, I get what you mean still. I've never like thought about it like that. But on the pitch, especially, I know what you're talking about. On the pitch, it's like they get the ball head down and they know what they want to do because they know what they're good at.
Yeah, they're just playing for themselves. Like, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, because them man want to win so badly. They're just thinking about what they're doing, innit? When I look at them, I don't see team players when I look at them. Like he plays for himself very much.
Yeah, and someone in the comments said Bruno was captain at Sporting, but that doesn't matter either. He was captain at Sporting.
He was the best player, and it's a little club compared to Man United.
And he come through. How many years was he there?
I don't know, but also
Must have
he's
been there.
Portuguese blood.
Yeah,
You know them
same.
ones that he's Portuguese. He's at Sporting Lisbon, and he's their best player. Makes sense.
Like, I
He's
can't
the
lie
man's
to you.
best
When you go to like speak to Pogba next summer about a new contract or whenever, like Pogba's probably gonna be looking at that like, well, you man don't really respect me enough. Like, Pogba either looks at it like, let me just make my money and do my thing, or he looks at it like, hold on, you man are disrespecting me. Let me move on and show you, man, what you lot are really missing out on. You know, I think that's probably what he's going to go and do, because Pogba's still at the age where he can move to a top club and
Oh
still
yeah,
do a thing.
and he will. But the British press, yeah, what I hate about them, yeah, it's all about what it looks like, innit? Because you look at Pogba, you look at Martial, yeah, you look at Bruno, you look at Alexis, and all these people, yeah. All of these men are seen as what sulkers, innit? But the only difference is, yeah, because Bruno runs around when he's angry, man call it passion, innit? But all of these men hate losing. It's all the same.
Yeah. Obviously, that's if you don't hate losing, then I don't want you on my team. I can't
All of
lie.
them hate losing, but the way Bruno shows his frustration, yeah, they like it because he runs around and shouts at people. Whereas Martial won't shout at no one. He just looks pissed. You know what I was there?
Yeah.
Same with Pogba. He won't run around and slide on and shout at people because that's just not his personality, innit? Do you know what I mean? Same with Alexis. Alexis will run around a lot, yeah, and he sulks and that. But because he wasn't scoring goals, people were like, oh, he's a bad influence in the dressing room. Bruno gets away with it because his numbers are good. Do you know what I'm saying? But he does what Alexis did. It's just that because he's putting up good numbers, he's scoring pens, yeah, and he's getting the odd goal here and there, and he's got a good GA on paper. So because of that, his body language gets interpreted completely differently to all the other players. Same with David De Gea. He hates losing, but he's the one, he doesn't really shout. He just sulks almost head down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It's just personalities, bro. You know what I mean? And I feel like with Harry Maguire, he's someone who has been given the armband, been forced to be a leader, but he's not a natural leader. You could tell that he don't feel comfortable barking orders at people and that, bro. He's not even that good a footballer, bro. It's almost like they put him in a pair of shoes that's way too big for him, and he's trying to fit into them, but it's not in his character. And because of that,
it's not in his character rounds it up nicely, because it's all about character, in my opinion. You know, the captaincy, and the captain's armband, it's all about character more so than anything else. And character isn't moaning and complaining to other people. I think Arsenal and United, it's the lack of standards thing again. It's the fans' standards lowering. I think we've been starved of a real proper captain for so long that we're just trying to latch onto any little trait we think might be able to be leadership, or might be able to be, oh, he's a bit different. I remember when Xhaka come in with the toughness and everyone was like, oh, he's a bit tasty, he's a bit different to the rest. Let's give him the captaincy in the end long term. And this person comes in and it's like, oh, yeah, he might be the one. Now, well, we've lacked that leader in terms of character, both clubs, for so long, that now fans just don't know what a captain is anymore, especially for our clubs. Because Henderson, Company, who else? They're probably the last big captains in terms of character, as well as anything else on the pitch that should really show that it's not all about. Because Company in his last year at City, he made a big impact, but it wasn't as much of an impact he was making previous years because he was out injured a lot. He was in and out the team. But as a leader, he was always around. He was always, same way with Henderson, demanding the most in the background. You know, it's not all about this person who gets the most pens or the most moans or the most complaints.
But this is the thing. This guy's saying, didn't I say I don't want Pogba to get the armband? I did say that. I said he deserves it, but I said I don't want him to get it because you know what? The amount of scrutiny and pressure that people put onto him anyway. If he had the armband, that's just another stick for certain man to beat him with. You know that, man. He doesn't need it.
And it does, and like, I don't think Pogba's react well. Like, you know, there's people that react well to media criticism, and then there's people that don't. I don't think it has affected him well. I think it has had an impact on his happiness and in turn his performance level. You know, and giving him the captaincy, I agree. I think you look at Xhaka. Xhaka couldn't handle what Twitter and what social media gave to him, not only before the captaincy but post captaincy too, because it was 100 times more. And look what it resulted in. At the end of the day, I understand why Rants is saying that, because I probably look at it the same. If Pogba was to get captaincy, every goal conceded
will be his fault.
It's going to be something about Pogba. Where was he? Or where's the leadership? Or where's the character? Or it's an easy target. And making an easy target captain when your club isn't performing at at their best, it's not on. It's
This
not
is
on.
it. This guy's saying Bruno gets the Bruno get the armband to prove you got no leaders at the club. But this is not factual. When you hear Manchester United players come out and talk about who's influential in the dressing room, you hear the same names all the time. Paul Pogba's one of them. He's the most influential player in the dressing room, point blank, period. When new players come in, what did Bruno say? Bruno said, Pogba came up to me with a big book and said, "Boy, where do you want to live?" and helped him find a house. That's what your captain does. Do you know what I mean? So you can't tell me that Bruno's got more seniority in the dressing room and more authority than Pogba, because he simply does not.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Pogba took Bruno under his wing.
Captain's the glue to everything, fam. Like, if anyone's got a problem with anyone else, they come to the captain. They come before even the manager. You know, if the captain can sort it out at his level, yeah, then we're good. You know, the manager doesn't have to deal with no little squabbles and little disagreements and incoherence amongst the squad or whatever. You know, the captain's there for that, to be the glue as much as anything else outside of football, as much as on the pitch.
But this is it. And when man said, I think that De Gea would improve with the armband as well, I would have given it to him. I would have given it to him for the simple fact that he's been there that long. And also, I can see that De Gea is very much a confidence player. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes someone like that, even though he's got seniority, yeah, giving him the armband gives him a different level of confidence and will maybe bring his level back up, because it gives him an air of responsibility. Do you know what I'm saying?
And it's pretty safe, man. It's a safe option in terms of, look, you got Dean Henderson as backup. De Gea, okay, his performances over the last few years, okay, cool. I understand that, because I agree it's not been up to his standard. But if you give it to him, you're giving it to an experienced player who's been there since the Fergie era. And if it doesn't work out, you've already got his backup in place, and you can look around the squad and create that leader or bring in that leader in the time it takes for people to realize De Gea might not be the long-term captain. Giving it to Maguire so early and Fernandes so early, and in reality, it kind of ruins it long-term for them. Are you going to go back and give them the captaincy again in a few years when that time comes again? Probably not. When in reality, they might have, maybe Maguire, for example, might have, obviously it doesn't look likely now, but turn it into a good captain material that you might want to give him the captaincy. Now you've fucked that all, basically. And Arsenal have done the same thing with the captaincy thing. You know, it's gone left, right, and centre. It's at Oba now, and I agree with it being at Oba, but he's not exactly the.
He's not a captain, bro. Like, and you can.
That's what I'm saying.
I know Aubameyang's not scoring goals for you. I don't see Aubameyang as the guy that's gonna grab the little boys and speak to them and say, "Yo, like, boom, boom," when it's not going well. That's just not. He's just a good footballer.
The reason I agree with it is because for us, it's the safe option. Like, he's the one that performs the best, and he's the one that works hard, and he's the one that's the role model. So until we form that leader, potentially Kieran Tierney,
he looks like the most obvious leader for me. He looks like the most obvious captain for Arsenal for me.
Yeah. And you don't want to give it to him too early like these, man. You want to maybe a year or two. So
let him go into it.
Yeah, I understand. Oba taking it for now is safe in that sense, but Fernandes taking it, it can put other players off. It can cause like stuff in the dressing room. It can cause problems. Well, Ole, I don't know, man.
Players are human beings, you know. That's what a lot of these guys forget. A lot of these guys forget, you know. Do you know what I mean? Because not only are these men footballers, but these men are friends, you know. Some of these men are in the same team for 3-4 years. Their kids go to the same school, everything. They're friends, innit? And then the new kid comes in and he's the manager's favorite and he gets the armband and he doesn't have to defend. He just do what he wants. Well, you think these men ain't sitting down thinking, hold on, bro.
Yeah, man ain't getting that treatment.
Like what's this? You know, like that. That, bro, of course.
Yeah, of course they're gonna above. But like you said, everyone's human. We've seen it even when we're growing up playing Sunday league or Saturday league as kids, and you're thinking like, hey, how come that guy gets to play his position, or how come that guy gets to come on, or how come that guy comes off, or it's always a question. It's always in your head, isn't it? What things are going on around you, you know, and you're always analyzing it as a footballer, and you're working out whether this is best for you, or maybe this, or is this the right type of manager? Is this the right type of team? And if you don't keep the players happy in unison and not just individual bursts of wins and runs that Ole's been doing, it's not going to work long term. It's not.
Facts. And this guy said, "No, Bruno's reaction shows he thought making the captain was random as well." He did. He looked surprised. He couldn't believe it because he was thinking, "Well, I found out in a press conference with everyone else. This is mad." Do you know what I mean? But I think that was just off the cuff thing, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what that was. I don't know, maybe if that was him saying, all right, Bruno, I really need you if we're going to get anything from today. So man's giving you the armband. I don't know if it was that. Could have been that. Do you know what I mean? But it seemed a bit weird to me, innit? Like,
yeah, that is weird. I need to go watch that video. If you just gave it to him like that without even consultation or anything, it just sounds like, bro. You see, you've been saying it for the last year. It seemed that Ole's winging it, and with doing what he done there, it seemed like he just winged it. It's like he realized, oh shit, Maguire's out on Tuesday. Fernandez, he's captain on Tuesday. But yeah, to tell them, yeah, it's captain. It's like he just done it like that. So I need to watch the video and see because it sounds funny. I can't lie.
It feels weird, bro. And even with our teams, bro, like if I'm gonna select a captain, yeah, like my captain's not there. I know why I select the captain. You know them, man. There might be certain players that are good players, yeah, but sometimes their concentration might be a bit. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what, bro? You're captain today. You know what I mean? Sort it out. You know the ones, bro. There's always a reason why I give someone an armband. Do you know what I mean? You don't naturally have to be the vocal leader, bro. You could just be a good player, and I feel like, you know what, this might make you get an extra 10% out of you. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you give someone extra responsibility. Look at this guy here. He's saying some captains have an aura and they become captain immediately, like Thiago Silva and Zlatan. For me, Zlatan ain't a captain. I would never give him the captain's
Thiago Silva is though, yeah.
Thiago is. Zlatan never. I would never give Zlatan the captaincy in my team, bro, because his ego's way too big, and it's one of them ones where he's the kind of player, he's going to be a star anyway. He doesn't need the armband. Doesn't get anything extra out of him. It's a waste of a superpower. When you give
definitely not big clubs. Definitely not big clubs. The smaller clubs or the American clubs and that. There you go. Star boy, but I get what you're saying. Bigger clubs. It's not about, you know what? It's like Roy Keane and Tony Adams. They
were never the best players on the team.
Yeah, they're just the men behind the scenes as well as, you know, the glue.
They're the guys that set the standard. They're the guys that deal with everything. If anyone's not feeling good, if anyone's having any problems, whatever, you go to Kino and you sort it. You go to Tony and he sorts it. Do you know what I mean? If you want to have a word with the manager or you're not happy about something, they'll sit in the office and they'll sort it. Do you know what I mean?
It's like an assistant manager thing, you know. Exactly. It's like you sort the problems out. Don't let it come to my level. Like Ferguson would tell, man, don't let it come to my level. Wenger probably told Adams as well. Don't let it come to my, sort it out at this level, and then we can.
Even with me at my team, my captain collects the subs every week. I don't. Why you don't need to come to me with your money? The skipper deals with it.
Yeah. Because that's not something you need to be dealing with, fam.
Nothing I need to be doing. I've got enough going on. Do you know what I mean? If there's any issues within the team, the captain deals with it. Like that's the whole point. Like that's what your captain's meant to do. Do you know what I mean? Your captain's not the guy that's the best player on the pitch just because. Do you know what I mean? Nah, it's not that. Zlatan, for me, like he don't improve players. If anything, he might put so much pressure on certain man that they might play worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Ibra's a natural leader, but he's not a natural captain.
He's a natural big personality. People mistake big personalities for being leaders. Do you know what I'm saying? He leads by example.
It's same with Oba. It's leading by example.
Exactly. That's what being able to get the best out of other players and other stuff like that. That's just as important, because just because someone's a good player, that don't mean they're a leader, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Because if you look at, for example, Roy Keane had amazing centre mids around him, and they might have had a lot more quality on the ball than he did, but they had nothing on him in comparison to leadership and that captaincy role. Nobody could touch that level of captaincy, you know? Yeah. And that's what I mean about the standards dropping over time. When you give it left, right, and centre, like some of our clubs have done, it means fuck all. Like the numbers we talked about recently, the number 10s and the number 9s and all that shit. You know, football is just taking the piss out of it all. And then obviously now you hear the European Super League thing. We might as well touch on that.
This is funny. Yeah, we will. Look, I remember Twanzebe got the flipping armband against Rochdale.
I remember that still.
And then he said, oh, what? Because he's from there or something like that.
Yeah. I remember that because I was bantering my boys about it. I was like, what? Hold on. What's going on, fam? What is going on? That was a mad thing. That was like when we gave Walcott the captaincy against Chelsea because of his 100th appearance or something. I'm just like, fam. This ain't a memorabilia thing. Like, this is the captaincy you're just giving out, like just like it's a fucking, I don't know, fam.
But you see what I mean? It's some joke thing. That's why the armband don't mean nothing no more. Do you know what I mean? And anyone that's been in a football dressing room, you can see loads of people talking about Bruno for the armband, but none of you man ain't kickball blood at no level. Because man can't just walk into the team and get the armband. That's unheard of.
Someone said, is Messi a leader? I wouldn't say Messi's a captain. He's another leader by example.
He's not a captain.
Yeah, he's not.
I mean, Messi walks around the pitch with his hands on his hips for most of the time. That ain't your skipper. Do you know what I mean? Your skipper was Xavi.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Those are the leaders. Carlos Pujo's the leader, bro. Messi's the best player on the pitch, bro. That's how he leads, by giving me the ball and I'll score. That's how Messi leads.
Madman.
Do you know
Yeah.
Messi just wants to be at home with his youths, blood. Don't ring Messi after 8 o'clock. You know them.
Exactly. Them top players, they get a bit more like, okay, lenience in terms of things on the pitch and things outside the pitch. But without the captain there, without the Puyol there, or like we said with Keenan Adams, and sorting out the rest of the team around, none of these men would have excelled the way they excelled, you know?
But this is it. All right, big up everyone in here. 1.6 watching. You, man, slap the like. Mods, stay vigilant, bruv, because you know when it comes closer to on match day, when it comes closer to stream time, you get all the fanboys from the other channel coming here chatting shit. So you man need to be blocking these man.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? And this, look, my man said Pogba's selfish. How can he be captain? He's so selfish that when Bruno came in, he went to help him find the house. I hear that, innit? You man are stupid. You know that, man. You know that
big thing still. I can't. That is a big thing, and that is something that you look at as captaincy.
Bro, when somebody moves to a different country, ain't got really no brethrens thereabouts, and you're taking man to find a house, and that's selfish, bro. He's got his house, his missus, and his kid. He could have just minded his own business.
Yeah,
get a club secretary to do it. You got an agent, get your agent to do it. Can't call man selfish. You're smoking all sorts of madness.
Someone even just asked there, about Turkish, what player would you love to have from United? And it's the player we're probably talking about. If it's not Pogba, it's like a Van der Beek. It's someone centrally that's creative. So I'd take Pogba. If you put Pogba next to Partey, I'm happy, mate. So if I'm going to take anyone from United, it's that man, you know.
But this is it. That Super League, fam.
Yeah, fam. Liverpool and United at the forefront again. What do you think about this team?
They're both owned by Americans as well. I don't know diddly squat about football, innit? So,
that's exactly what I thought straight away. Like, I'm thinking, like, all right, Liverpool United, the biggest rivalry in this country in terms of football, and now they're at the forefront of partnering up to first a new league in England, and then a new league in Europe. Like, it's just, and this is what I mean about football's kind of. As much as it'd be entertaining to see all the top teams playing each other every few weeks from the start of the season till the end, instead of maybe the group stages against the small, I love the Champions League format because I've grown up with that. You know, these smaller clubs are part of that process. You know, I remember when Champions League was 2 group stages. You remember them times?
Yeah.
You know, and obviously they've improved it since then. But it's like things like that, you remember it, and it's just that it's completely scrapping that. Yeah. To do this, and when you know all this is about money, I'm hearing 5 English teams can be in it, and you think that just shows it's all about money. So what does that mean for all the other leagues with potentially one team in there that might be? I haven't heard nothing about maybe an Ajax, for example, you know, or a Dortmund. I haven't heard about these ones, and them games are big too. Them games are interesting too. You see a lot of top talent come from these clubs, Monaco, for example, too.
Facts.
Like, it's not all about PSG versus Arsenal or United versus Barcelona or Liverpool versus Bayern every 2-3 weeks. On paper, it sounds amazing, but once you get into it, it's going to be like, all right, what's next? What's next? Because everyone's always asking what's next. Like, you don't need to revamp something that's working well, in my opinion, unless it's about the moolah, and that's what it's about.
It always is. You man slap the like. There's 1.7k in here. If my man's saying there's not even 500 likes, you man are taking a piss.
No, there is 500. 500 got hit a little while ago still.
Yeah, okay. Well, boy, there needs to be at least 50% of that, bruv. So we need at least, 800 likes, guys. So let's get that.
Come on, man. We usually hit 1,000 likes in the stream.
That's it. There's no reason why man can't hit 1,000 and we're on 1.7k at the moment, man. Do you know what I mean? So let's do that. Yeah, it's definitely a money thing, Turkish, bruv. It always is. You know what I mean? We already know. We already know what it is, but these guys are so tone deaf. It's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? In a time now where people are struggling, certain men are asking for £15 a game. Do you know what I mean? And now what? You're trying to do the Super League thing as well. You man are buzzing. You know what I mean? And that's why football clubs need to be owned by the people, blood.
And you can see it's probably going to be a PPV thing as well with the Super League. You know,
for sure.
They're trying to test it. And what's funny is that these clubs are actually using COVID as a way to flex their muscles a bit as well. Like when I looked into the big picture thing, it's like, all right, we'll bail you lot out and we'll give you lot more financial support if you lot agree to give us all the power. It's like all these men want is power now. It's not what you're doing on the pitch anymore to keep that power. It's about just holding on to the power, whatever happens on the football pitch. They're chasing gold. They're chasing gold now, and it's not gold in terms of trophies. It's gold in terms of money and finances. Yeah. You know, it's completely changed, and I don't know, fam. Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's
no? I don't think it will happen. I think that one way or another, it won't happen. But the noise is getting too loud for my liking. You know them ones.
And when I heard FIFA backing it, you know, when I heard FIFA involved,
FIFA are the most corrupt fuckers on the planet, so they've probably been offered money or been promised money.
Well, JP Morgan have already come out to say $6 billion package has already been asked for. So it's like, right, if you're asking for the P's already, if you're hearing FIFA involved, it's like FIFA have trumped UEFA. UEFA will probably be in the dirt now, because what's Champions League going to be? And what English team misses out with is 5
What would be the point of the Champions League anymore if there's a league like that? That means the Champions League would be no more.
Yeah, that means the Champions League essentially you'll be watching it for the Dortmunds, the Ajaxes, the one English team.
It'll be the tier two European team. So it'd be like the new Europa League.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unless they make that a
league as well.
Yeah, League 2, and then you can go up and down. Potentially that could work, but at the same time, it's fam.
But then you have to think about the logistics. Man, I have to be flying over to play games. Bruv, it's dumb, bro.
I would trust them, you know. I would trust them to revamp it if I thought it was all about the football. But because we know it's all about the money, man, don't trust them at all, fam. Whatever they're doing is to line their pockets. It isn't to give us better football or better coverage or more money for transfers. It's just to line their pockets, and that's why man can't really support the thing.
Yeah, facts. And yeah, big up. Man said help out. Ahmed, are you the only mod in here? Because if you are, let me know. If any of you man watch all my streams and want to be mods, come in, because I'll delete all these other man, you know, because they're slacking. There's been a few times it's just been Ahmed in here. So
well, is there people spamming, yeah?
No, but it's not just spamming and that. But the thing is with me, yeah, like man, them just have to keep it respectful in here. You know them ones. You're allowed to disagree with me. As soon as I see you start chatting shit, you're getting blocked. I got no time in it.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you. Keep them people.
That's what I mean. That super chat here. Let's keep it real. You slightly side with Pogba and that, bruv. Let's keep it real, yeah. Pogba and De Gea are most senior players at the club, innit? So they should be captain and vice captain. End of story. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, because like you said, I'd side with De Gea more so than Pogba, because
that's what I mean. De Gea for me has to be skipper, bro. Like, because De Gea is someone again who doesn't get dropped. He plays every week.
Yeah.
No, and he's been there since Sir Alex Ferguson. The bro's been there like over a decade, bro. Like,
yeah,
how is he not the skipper?
100%. What are you gonna mod these man now after the stream?
I'll do it after the stream. But you man, if you want to be mods, DM me on Instagram and just say that you want to be a mod in it. If you watch all my streams, if you don't, then don't shout, man, because I shouldn't have one mod in here, and I've got bare mods down. So if none of them are watching, I'll just remove them all in it. You know what I mean? Mod duty, I remove them. I don't care. Yeah, me, Saeed, and Adam are doing the preview for the game. So we're gonna react to the lineup. So yeah, that's coming soon, bruv. So yeah, Adam's on the channel now as well, people. Now I'm saying, I told you, man's got more pull than Ollie. It's calm.
Yeah, fam. Are you mad, fam? You still need to let me know about that thing I asked you for.
Yeah.
Man, need to shout you for that, because that would have been.
And before we wrap up, yeah, man, have to say, rest in peace to Virgil van Dijk, blood, because these men are gone on like he died, fam. So, you know the ones there, like, what the hell is going on, blood?
When you said rest in peace, I'm thinking, oh shit, fam, what did I miss, fam? Like, what's going on, bro?
This brother, they're acting like this bread died, you know. On a level, I think that Pickford should definitely get like a 6-match ban for that challenge here, because as a goalkeeper, you've got no business coming out with your feet like that. You could dive at the ball. You're a keeper. You come out with your feet. 6 games, yeah, at least. That's more than a yellow card offense, blood. Like, bruv, you've ended his season.
Yeah, fam, he just clattered into his knee, fam. Like,
and the thing is, like, when I saw like the Eduardo challenge where he got his leg snapped and that, I've seen leg breaking challenges that look less deliberate than that. You know, there was sometimes where someone just goes over the ball and it's like, oh, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. But you know,
what was he doing?
You know, the online Liverpool fan base at times can go wild, fam. Like when Ramos did that arm lock to Salah, Ramos was nearly on trial for that, fam. He nearly
Bro, them man are insufferable, innit? I thought United fans are bad, but Liverpool fans are horrendous, bro.
Yeah,
They
when they
go out
want to
like
be,
they're
yeah,
the
when they
only-
want to be, it's peak.
They feel like the whole world's against them, blood. Like, man, one man gets injured. These pussios are wearing t-shirts, yeah, for fucking Luis Suarez and that. The club's a joke, blood.
Yeah, the
You
clubs
know,
are the
like
man.
that. Your
But
man
what's
basically abused my player and you were wearing t-shirts. Man City wore t-shirts for fucking Gundogan like he died as well, blood. What is wrong with
these man, it's soft now. Football's soft now, fam. It's not like they want to stand up for these. I don't know, fam. You know where football's gone anyway, fam.
bro? It pisses me off, blood. You know what I'm saying? I know this is an American guy. This is very, very, very true. Because Zlatan even said, yeah, when he was in America, football's very expensive to send his kids to football because it's a proper like middle class sport there, innit? If you ain't got money, you can't play the game there.
Oh, it's one of them ones.
It's one of them ones, innit? Like it's not a working class sport, bro, at all. You know what I mean? Which is weird because here it's the opposite.
Yeah, but that's where you find the some of the best players technically and skillfully, like in terms of, you know, some of the most poverty-stricken backgrounds can produce some of the best talent we've seen in the history of football. So you know, in America, if that is the case and they're being priced out of things, then it's something to be looked into because they're missing out on a whole pool of talent. You know, look at Brazil, for example, and how many stories you hear from there. Argentina, another one. Even from London itself, you hear stories. Even Jadon Sancho, for example, where he came from to where he is now. So there's a pool of talent there that it needs to be hit, you know. And even England, for example, have been catching up with that in the past 10 years, I think. So
facts. That's what I mean. But yeah, man, I'm saying Pickford should be banned for as long as Van der Vaart. I mean, Van der Vaart, all these Vans. Van Dijk is out for. What kind of bullshit? Shut up, man. You know, man, he should get a retrospective, straight red card, yeah, 3 match ban, and then cool. That's it.
Done. Yeah, done. That it should be it.
That's it, bruv. That's it. That's it. These men are going on like he shanked him, bro.
Yeah, Liverpool, bruv. Like I said with the Ramos thing, I won't put nothing past them, fam. But Arsenal fans are the same, fam. If something happened to Ober or like even when that Mope and Leno thing happened, fam, our fan base was doing a lot. You know, they were doing a lot. So
it's a mad thing. You man, slap the like button. Let's get us up to 1,000 likes before man moves on.
Like your thing is coming out in like a minute or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Slap the likes. Get us to 1,000 likes, guys. It's lit. I think my man's put the United team here. We're going into the next stream anyway with Adam and Saeed to do the preview for the game. So we're going to look at the lineup there, give you opinions. I said United were going to go 5 at the back, and predictably they have. Do you know what I'm saying? And it looks like they've done a Fred McTominay, no Pogba, so he's gone for the passion today. So we'll have to see in it what happens. It'll be an interesting game. You know what I mean? But big up, everyone. Slap the like. Make sure you follow Turkish. Make sure you follow it, man. And obviously, I'll be back on his channel on the Friday for the second show. And then also we can, go over the weekend and that and see what the scores are as well for the games.
You see, Friday, can we do an early thing?
Yeah, bro, I'm around all day. So just let me know.
We might do a midday thing, 12, 1 o'clock or something.
Whatever, it's fine by me.
All right, cool. Make sure you lot are there, 12, 1 o'clock on my channel this Friday. Hit the like button before you leave. Leave comments after it's processed, all of that.
That's what I mean. And look, no Pogba, no Van der Beek against PSG.
Yeah, I see it.
Van der Beek is built for games like this. Yeah. But again, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. If man is saying I've got agenda, I've got agenda. But bruv, this brother needs to be out the club by Christmas.
Look, Tomine and Fred, you know, ahead of Van der Beek. Just one of them you need for the job. Van der Beek, Pogba.
Bruv, this brother's a Champions League bad boy, you know, Van der Beek. Not even starting. Cool. So yeah, I'll catch you, man. I'll catch you, man, in the next stream. Make sure you slap the like. Slap the like, man. Do you know what I mean? Get us up to 1,000 likes, bro. It's been a good one as usual. And yeah, boy, over to the match builder.
Come on, love.